internet of value at Ripple, we're thinking much bigger than just cross-border payments. It's kind of like Amazon with rare books in the early days, just this market happens to be a $10 trillion market.
We are at a historic turning point.
Said in the past that you are doing for money what email did for communication.
Moving the whole revolution forward.
Take on it.
There's trillions of dollars parked around the world. XRP.
Is there a possibility that Ripple could take over Swift one day?
Well,
welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of 24 Hours of Crypto. Let's get right into today's video. Is it too late? What's going to happen next? How high can it go? In today's episode, I'm going to go over and explain why holding 2,000 XRP, which is just over $6,000 or just a little under, could leave you with $1 million. And the value for XRP for that has to be $500. And before you say, let's get to $5 first, let me tell you one thing. You're going to age really well, just like those individuals that aged when they said, let's get to $1 first. Let's get to $2 first. Because for years, they said that we were repeating the same information, the same thing over and over again. But they didn't understand that we were connecting puzzle pieces together from one end to another, from the most elite organizations in the world planning all together a new financial system.
And what we're seeing in the world today, I think, is we are on the brink of a dramatic change where we are about to, and I'll say this boldly, we're about to abandon the traditional system of money and accounting and introduce a new one. And the new one, the new accounting, is what we call blockchain.
And I'll say this, we might be repeating the same message, some say, but we're definitely not repeating the same price. For years, XRP was stuck in the mud. Remember, 30 cents, 10 cents, 20 cents, 50 cents, back and forth, sideways. But today, we're not talking about 30 cents anymore, are we? We're talking about $3.10 is what it just peaked at, and it is having a little bit of a retracement. And why this weekly chart for XRP is screaming bullish move. And I'll tell you exactly where I think the prices are going to go in the very short term. Again, folks, keep in mind that the banks aren't even involved yet. The bill passed today. They're going pro-crypto. Nothing has been set in stone just yet. Everything is now underway. They got the green light. They're going to start going slowly, but this is all speculators coming in right now. And we are about to see a major tidal wave. And if you haven't been following me on my trades, the links are in the description down below. We had, remember, on TOOBIT, for the copy trading, 0% profit taking. I'm not taking anything because this is already risky to begin with. So far we have been pretty well of some of our, individuals that joined us, as you guys could see. And we are approximately, I think we are 4 for 4 in our trades. We are 4 for 4 in our trades. We haven't lost a trade yet, but again, we have to be very cautious with this. Yes, so we have taken 4 trades total, and our win rate is 100% because safety comes first. Risk assessment comes first. Some of you guys were able to, got in early with me when I first announced it, almost $500 in profit in 3 days. But if you guys want to check that out, the link is in the description down below. And remember, generational bottoms right now for entries, and the deposit bonuses are in the description down below for BidUNX and also TOOBIT, which I'm leveraging right now. These are monumental moments. So check this out, okay? So holding just 2,000 XRP, okay, is what you should be doing if you have patience. If you don't have patience, then it's not going to work out. Everybody that's been holding on to XRP right now and that are, handsomely in profit, we have been accumulating for years. And we weren't accumulating for speculation. We were accumulating because of conviction, and we know this thing's going to go to $100. Anything over, whatever. But individuals that are getting in right now, the sweet spot is 2,000 XRP, but you got to have patience. How long? In my opinion, if I want to be really bullish, 5 to 6 years. But keep in mind, there's going to be a part 2 to this video. So hear me out on what I have to say, okay? Because if you have patience, and I mean real patience, not this get rich in 5 minutes nonsense, then I believe, like I said, 2000 can change your life. And today at the $3.10, let's just say, because it'll bounce back up there, $6,200 for XRP. And you know, a $500 XRP is not delusional because market cap means absolutely nothing. Let's just say the $500 XRP, and we are going to do a 75 billion XRP in circulation. You're looking at a market cap of $37 trillion. And every time I say that number, people lose their minds. 37 trillion. That's bigger than the US economy. That can't happen. But little do you know, the research that we have done with hardcore evidence, and I'll relay a video on, what they're trying to do is they're trying to connect every economy together to a level playing field, okay? And in order to connect every single economy in the world, right, 180 plus countries, 180 plus currencies, you need deep liquidity to run this financial system smoothly. And the CEOs, Wells Fargo and Swift, please help me out here about connecting these economies all together.
Interoperability of economies should connect more than 200 countries, and particularly their payments and securities infrastructures with each other.
The ability to enhance each other's understanding, the ability to connect the diverse economies, 200 or so countries in the world, and make sure the payment system works.
And then we're creating a level playing field across all the cryptos.
Used as a sort of universal bridge. And blockchains are what provide that level playing field so that...
And the liquidity in digital assets could be applied to actually make that much more democratized. A level playing field.
The bank is leveling the playing field between old and new.
And that implies clearly a level playing field.
Been losing hundreds of billions of dollars. We just want it to be a level playing field.
Making U.S. companies competitive. We need to create a level playing field.
Issue we need to address a level playing field.
Whatever we do, we create a level playing field.
So when you say that a $37 trillion market cap is bigger than the U.S. economy, that can't happen. That's where a lot of people, 99% of the individuals, are wrong. Because market cap is a metric on a website. It's not money sitting in an account. Think about that, because market cap doesn't, okay, keep in mind, I mean, I don't know how obvious I have to make this. Market cap doesn't pay for cross-border settlements, does it? Market cap doesn't facilitate real-time liquidity, does it? No. You think the Amazon stock, which foreplays a market cap, does cross-border settlements? Does it do financial, facilitate real-time liquidity? No. That's why market cap means absolutely nothing in a crypto ecosystem. What matters is liquidity. How much value can move through the network instantly, globally, 24/7. That's what determines the true capacity of XRP's price. And it's limitless. And let me tell you this, liquidity demand is coming. A market shock is coming. We're talking about trillions, remember that, tokenized assets, stablecoins, moving across borders. We have the debt markets, commodities, all looking for one big thing, a neutral, scalable settlement asset. And you might have got excited when I said they're all looking for that one big thing, but it ain't you. It ain't you. XRP is the one that was built for this job. And that's why we have all the banks on board. We got the payment providers. It's done. I mean, so like to anyone doubting whether a $500 XRP is possible, you're thinking too small. The entire financial system is changing. Value is becoming tokenized. Money is moving onto blockchain rails, which we have never seen before. Regulated rails, right? And the asset that can handle that, liquidity, is going to be the winner at the end of the day. So mark my words, XRP is going to be at the center of the system. And in tomorrow's video, I'll go over how the market would function, how these institutions would, source liquidity, and why this isn't just hopium. It's actually a very logical path forward based on real numbers and real infrastructure playouts, okay? So let me know what you guys think in the video of what we went over today, but I'm telling you, a $3 XRP, and here, let me give you a little bit of what could happen here. Two major institutions, financial institutions, banks, are going to be announced on behalf of Ripple, their partnerships, their collaborations. It's going to be a snowball effect. And again, guess what? The best part is the SEC versus Ripple case is still ongoing. Did you know that? It hasn't been officially dropped. So when we go here and measure what happened after the case was kind of determined to be over, but not yet over, we got some clarity. XRP rose by 426%. Okay, 426% in 3 weeks, give or take. This is the weekly candle. So 4 weeks, it rose 413%, as you guys could see in the blue box, okay? 413%. When we take a look at this, this thing is going to explode. So $3.38, $3.41, it's going to fly past this, okay? I've been saying a lot of stuff on this channel that obviously played out exactly to what we said. What we're going to do here is approximately just do another 300% move, maybe a 400% move. We'll see just under where that could potentially lead us for XRP. So let's start from where we are right now, which is going to be $3.06. And let's scroll up. Oh, we did that wrong. Let's go back. Can I delete this? Yeah, we're not going to edit this out. It's just going to be a clear cut, folks. It's going to be a clear cut. If we just bring this here, and I'm going to go up 400%, as you guys could see, the blue box, 300%. Let's just do 404% is going to bring us to approximately $15.89. Oh my goodness. The fact that I landed on 589, you can't even make that up. Like, you literally can't even make that up. So the medium term wick, again, this could keep going, folks. A snowball effect is going to happen. At $15.89, we could see within 4 weeks, we could see it within 8 weeks. Again, we haven't seen a God candle, and I'm telling you, we are due for a God candle. A God candle is going to be a God candle. You're going to know when it is. Okay, you're going to know when it is, and I'm probably going to be doing a live when that happens. Wherever I am, it's going to be a live, okay? So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, strap in, and I cannot wait for what's to come. Again, there's no point in talking about documents right now. I got a lot that I want to show you guys of what's coming, but right now, $3.10. Remember good old days at 30 cents and 50 cents. Amazing times. It doesn't feel, the best part about all this is, I always tell you guys that, money can't buy patience. But in my opinion, I truly, from the bottom of my heart, I never rushed for any of this stuff. I knew this was going to take time, but deep down, it actually feels like this was so fast, because for the past years, right? For the past almost 8 years now, it's been just fully just evolving in this fast-paced sector, this growing sector. And the ones that knew this was going to be, a new Wall Street 2.0, it doesn't feel, at least for me, it doesn't feel like 8 years. It does not feel like 8 years. And I know for the guys that are, following me for 5 years, 4 years, I'm sure you could say the same thing. It doesn't feel like it's taken that long at all. Like the individuals that actually understand, like this was actually feels kind of fast. I don't know, call me crazy, whatever, but there's no rush. I mean, it's so crazy because like you really can't, say it in a better perspective. It's like, what's the rush? It's like, imagine looking in from the outside at the investors, the get rich overnight investors for like Amazon and Google, like watching them, if we had an opportunity, like if we could watch movies of some of them, like selling early, not understanding the bigger picture. Remember this, sell with an objective. And also, I did want to, bring this to your attention. There's a lot of emails for support for the pendants, along with a lot of questions that are being sent. I cannot answer these questions because then there's going to be back and forth. So what I'll do is I'll open up a few spots for a one-on-one. Okay, so the link is in the description down below if you want to set up a 30-minute call. Check that out. I'll do 10 spots because they do go over 30 minutes. So we can have a good on back and forth with whatever question you guys have. But remember, the last thing you want to do is sell early and regret it down the future. Sell with an objective. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back with another video.
But I think the idea of buying and holding forever and not trying to make adjustments requires that you've gotten it right in the first place. That you can only hold tight if you've bought right, if you will. And that is to say, have an asset allocation that has something to do with how many years you have to accumulate money, how much resources you have at stake, how much income you need, and how much courage you have to ride out the peregrinations of the market.
They told us dream small, but we had the stars in mind. While they chased hype, we studied time. In the noise we found the signal. Brad knew just what to do. Now XRP hums like jazz, running smooth and true. Money's changing, systems bend, ripple flowing to the end. Truth is quiet, bold and deep. We salute the ones who lose no sleep. Salute to the minds that built this chain. Salute, salute, through the trials, through the pain. Salute, salute, to the calm, to the wise. Salute, 100 in our eyes. Bitcoin maxis yell on stage, stuck in loops they call belief, while XRPL just clears the way. No delay, no grief. They hoard coins like dusty gold, but we got utility in every fold. The future ain't loud, it's steady breathing. Real ones know what's worth believing. It ain't hype, it's code and soul. We salute the ones who see the whole. Salute to the builders, to the flow. Salute, salute, where the real ones choose to go. Salute, salute, to the heart, to the plan. Salute, XRP will lead the land. Value don't lie, and truth don't shake. Let the whole world break, we remake. Strategic reserve, written in stars. XRP gonna take us far. So here's to the signal, clear and bright. To the dreamers who held on tight. No matter the storm, no matter the fight. Salute, we rise with the light.
We started building RippleNet with the thesis that crypto liquidity would eventually be able to support robust global payments, large payments. RippleNet was designed so that customers seeing the benefits of our fiat-based network could flip the switch to ODL once the market was mature enough. And this is exactly what's happening. Flip the switch. I think what we're building has, it's solving a real problem. And I think all of the tokens, my advice to anybody would be, understand the utility. If there's real utility and there's real value being delivered to a real customer, there will be value in the token.